Hello folks, the Atari 7800 Junkie back with you once again with another episode of Keep Playing or Quit. Hey, now listen, imagine that you are, I don't know, maybe the CEO, somebody high up at Mattel Electronics. You've got your Intellivision out, it's doing fairly well as Atari's first main competitor. Fairchild really wasn't, Bally Arcade really wasn't. And you see the killer app that Atari has with Space Invaders on their system. Not only that, but you see another game in the arcades that Atari's going to put on their system called Asteroids. Now, Space Invaders, you get lucky. Taito never trademarked Space Invaders. So you can make pretty much your own game that rips it off. And you put it on the Intellivision and you're okay. That was Space Armada. That's pretty much Space Invaders on the Intellivision. But to combat Asteroids, obviously that's Atari's own property, so you can't just do another Asteroids game. You can get sued. So, what if you put the ship actually on the ground? Almost like in Space Invaders. And then, of course, instead of the invaders coming at you, you're shooting down asteroids and meteors, and it even looks like actual stars falling down that are coming right at you. Well, you'd have a game there. And that game would be Astrosmash. Mattel's answer to Asteroids on the Intellivision. They also put this game out as Astroblast on the Atari itself. But is this game right here, Astrosmash, any good? Well, let's play it and find out. Alright folks, here's the Astrosmash. Copyright 1981 Mattel, as I said. Mattel's answer to Asteroids. And I guess I'm already starting. I didn't even pick one player or anything. Now basically, here's how the game works. You shoot, of course, all these asteroids and stuff that's falling down. Of course, all the ones that you shoot give you points, but any asteroid or meteor that actually falls and hits the ground takes points away from you, and that, it can hurt your score. Now for, I believe it's every 1,000 points you get an extra life, and you start out with 5, your one ship that you have plus 4 reserves. Using that, standard disc controller that came with every Intellivision, whether it be an Intellivision 1, 2, or whatever. Of course, you get hit, you die like that. It starts off fairly easy. In fact, this is digital control to move your ship on the ground is kind of disconcerting. You want to shoot those, because if they hit the ground, you die. It's kind of awkward to hold the controller. I'm choosing the two-handed approach here, because you use... Now wait a minute, I thought I shot that. I'm using the right hand to actually move the ship left and right. And the left hand to shoot my shots. Everything's random here. I want to get to at least 1,000 points to show you how the background changes. And when it does change, it's supposed to get a little bit harder, but as you also saw down at my bottom there, I gained an extra ship too. I'm having a tough time getting some of these. That was a homing, like a homing missile. So definitely more variety of enemies, if you want to call the asteroids enemies, than in Asteroids, and they look more detailed. I mean, some of them still look like popcorn balls, popcorn balls, but at least it looks like there's actually some texture in there. Now, the background did not change when I got to 2,000 points, but however, it did give me an extra ship. I believe it's every 1,000 points. Should let one of those hit the ground so I could show you. This next one I'm going to let hit the ground. I'll show you that no matter what you do. Oh, see, and then I get killed before it hits the ground. So, the next one of those things that are coming down, though. The spinners that make the noise. Like that. Now that was just there. I'm going to let that one hit the ground. And see, even though nothing hit me, since that one thing hit the ground, whatever it's called, I'm sure Intellivision Dude knows exactly what it's called, it took me out. Those cannot touch the ground. It's okay if the asteroids touch the ground. They'll, you know, it just takes away points, but it doesn't take away any lives. But if those little spinner things with the, you know, noise, that almost make the same noise when Roadrunner tricks Wile E. Coyote to fall off a cliff or something. Love those cartoons. So, yeah, you know, this is a pretty fun game. It can get repetitive, kind of like, you know, a lot of other early Intellivision or Atari games. You know, I get tired of it pretty quickly. I don't think I've ever played until I've lost all my lives. So once you get higher up, yeah, it gets a little more frantic, but that just really means that you have more shots at you know, getting asteroids and getting your points built up. And at every 1,000 points, you get extra lives. There are times I'm here when I'll get 10, 15 ships before I finally give up. So, it's certainly a fairly easy game. I do want to touch on... Oh, there we go. It changed my background again. I do want to touch on the Astroblast that showed up on the Atari 2600. That one's not a bad game either. I do prefer this one, although that one may have one thing that you know, this one doesn't have, and it supports the analog controller, the paddle. Actually, you can play with either a digital joystick or a paddle controller, and it's almost like I'm playing with the digital joystick here. Normally, I prefer a digital joystick, even in games like Breakout, where obviously on the Atari it only uses paddle. Well, you know, like on PlayStation, you can play that version of Breakout with the regular D-pad. Well, I actually like that. It seems like I have more control for some reason in Breakout. But in a game like this, where, I don't know, it just seems like analog would do this one better, and sometimes it does in the Atari, but I still prefer this one. The graphics are better, and usually I'm not a graphics kind of a guy. Oh man, I shot that in half and one of them went right at me. But I don't know, there's just something about this one that I like better. But I would probably prefer playing this on Intellivision Lives, because then at least I have the GameCube controller, which is, oh man, it homed right into me. Where at least it's more comfortable. Because I will say, you know, my hand's starting to hurt right now, but that, you know, is not a detriment to this game, but, you know, particularly. It's more because of the Intellivision controller. Why they made it the way that they did, I'll never know. So, yes, I will continue to keep playing this, obviously. And, it's a good game to have in the collection. Anyways, I am the Atari 7800 Junkie. Thank you all for watching. And I can't remember what the next game is in my series. And it shows how prepared I am. So I'm just gonna let that one hit, and then I will die and leave. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, folks, take care.